Vlad, why do you get offended when people call you a culture vulture? There's no reason to be offended by that. It is what it is. The definition defines you, and you get upset about it because Dame Dash and Dame Dash invented the term, and you don't like them. It is what it is. That it is what you are, and I'm a for you not to take it in such a negative light. I'm gonna break it down to you, Vlad, right? To show you people in our culture that are culture vultures, right? It ain't because you're white that makes you a culture vulture. It has nothing to do with color or race. It's taking advantage or tap into a culture that you are not a part of, that you didn't grow up in, right? It's something that you see financially beneficial to you, so you tap into that culture to make money. That's what makes you a culture vulture, right? And you can say, "Oh, I'm hip hop." No, you're not. You got into hip hop, right? You didn't grow up in hip hop. You didn't grow up in urban neighborhoods. You didn't grow up on food stamps and welfare and government cheese and government peanut butter, right? Free lunch. There's a difference when we say culture, right? Yeah, you might have break dance, make because you saw it when it was popular. We did it when it wasn't popular. We did it when we was doing it because it was part of the culture. You saw it in the music video and emulated it. You saw it in the magazine and emulated it. We are the pictures in the goddamn magazine. You're looking at us living in those neighborhoods, us doing graffiti on the wall before it became commercial. You're looking at us getting arrested for writing and tagging on trains and in the walls, in the hallways of our buildings. You're looking at us destroying our properties in the hallways, putting graffiti all up and down the staircase, the pissy staircase that you didn't experience. That is the culture, brother. You're not of that. Yeah, you could go out and put out some mixtapes later in life, right? And say that you've been doing hip hop stuff. No, nigga, you got into it. Steve Rifkin, he's not a part of the culture. He signed people for the culture. It's business. He didn't grow up in the projects and everything. Just because he signed Wutang or Mobb Deep and Big Pun and Fat Joe and Dead Prez, that don't make him hip hop. That made him a smart businessman. That made him a smart businessman, right? That don't make him hip hop. He'll never be hip hop. He may understand the culture like you understand some of it, but you're not of the culture. Now, let me give you an example so you don't feel offended by what I'm saying. You know who's a culture vulture in hip hop? The RZA, Wu-Tang. They are culture vultures. Them niggas ain't grow up in Shaolin. Them niggas have never even been to Shaolin when they was talking that none of that all that Wu-Tang Shaolin stuff. They was still in their culture. That was their culture. They went and took their culture. They are culture vultures when it comes to Shaolin and Wu Tang and everything. These niggas haven't even been to Japan and China or anything back then. They saw that in the Shaw Brothers movies when we grew up, right? Because that became us in the hip hop culture watching the Shaolin or Japanese or Chinese kung fu culture. We got outside and started after the 3 o'clock when the karate movies went off. We outside in the streets with our mouths doing the sound effects, fighting. We never even been to karate school. We don't know nothing about proper technique of kicking and punching. No, we're inspired by what we see and it's flying. These niggas is flying through the air, knowing that we thinking it's real back then, but they on ropes and cables and stuff back then. Like the five deadly venoms, we really thinking the dudes got snake. Nigga, we out in the streets. We copying. Just like you copy somebody how to DJ. You wasn't in the projects and when we was nigga like yo, let us use your electricity and got the electric cord out the window going downstairs so niggas could hook up their equipment in front of the building. You didn't live that. That's the culture. Just like the RZA didn't grow up fucking eating rice and Thai food and all that other stuff. He didn't walk around in robes and stuff like that. He didn't walk and get they copied that. He's a culture vulture for Shaolin Wutang. All of them. Then we became culture vultures for the Italians, like Wu Tang again, the Wu Gambinos, right? They adopted that culture from the Italians. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to move all these goddamn flies and shit, right? But hip hop and became culture vultures in the Italian culture, right? From seeing the Godfather and stuff like that, these type of things, we adapted their culture. So don't get offended when they say culture vulture, because that's what you are. As RZA is a culture vulture when it comes to Shaolin and Wu Tang. It is what it is. Now, getting to Marv James. Stop thinking you black, Vlad. Just sit back and listen. Understand the culture. Stop thinking you know the culture and telling somebody that lived it. Marv James lived a gangster lifestyle. He really is from the trenches. He is really from the culture. How the fuck you telling him anything when he's telling you about the culture that you're not involved in? Now he's telling you it's Trayvon's fault that Pac went and attacked Orlando. You telling him no, it ain't. You know, talking about Buntree could have stopped him. Buntree could have stopped who? How would Buntree even know what Pac reaction is going to be for you to say that Pac didn't get killed because of Trayvon? And Marv James is telling you right. Trayvon was supposed to go run up on Orlando. Fuck he telling Pac for? And then you not even there. You getting your story from Reggie, Marv James, Trayvon, all the niggas that's involved in the situation. And you think they telling you the police that everybody feel like you the police. You think they gonna be telling you the truth? They spinning you, nigga. You think Trayvon told you the truth or what he really told Tupac? You think Tupac ran up on Orlando because the nigga told him, yo, that's the nigga that took my chain? Vlad, you will have to be stupid to believe that's what he told him. You would have to be completely ignorant to think that Trayvon told Pac, yo, that's the nigga that took my chain. You think that's what sent him off over there? You're dumb if you believe that. Pardon me. No disrespect. But that's not what the hell he told Tupac. And if he told you that and you believe it, and you think Tupac ran off and ran over Orlando because he told him, yo, he took my chain, and you sitting there arguing, debating with Mob James, who's telling you that's his beef. He's supposed, Tupac don't even know this nigga. He was supposed to go over there and tell him. So you don't see the setup? Why the hell you think he told Tupac anything? The play was in motion, nigga. And you make me feel like you helping them cover this up. Why you keep bringing Reggie up on Vlad and Mob James, knowing that Mob James said he didn't see Keefy D out in Vegas on your channel? Why didn't you show? Why didn't you show that? You make me feel like you're working with somebody to help sabotage somebody because you, Mob James, said on your platform, I did not see Keefy D in Vegas. And you never hit him with the flashback. Yo, you said you didn't see him. And now you said you see him. And you brought him back on there because the last time he was up there, he said he didn't see him. And then there's a time when he said, hey, Reg, you was there. You seen him too. Play that.